I want to get into that a little bit because one of the things that we noticed, and I've definitely studied in my time here at the medical center, is mitochondrial health. And so, as I see it, you look at the mitochondrial aging theory and reactive oxygen species, which is very important within the NanoVi. I always see that ROS, reactive oxygen, when you guys are writing about what this does. And that, of course, is a free radical, which can damage mitochondrial DNA, and that leads to aging. So what is NanoVi doing to combat this?
Well, it's interesting because there's these two aspects of ROS that I'm just going to touch on quickly, because it is part of an explanation of how our technology works. Mm-hmm. Because ROS, or certain reactive oxygen species, all of them do damage, but some of them are also signaling molecules. So they're initiating other activities in the body. And this is all cell biology. But that's how we learned what to do. So a specific reactive oxygen species emits a very specific wavelength that the body relies on to energize that water for protein folding. And so we're mimicking that wavelength without the potential of the free radical side of it, which is the damaging component. And so it's part of that, the wonder of the body, where so many things are both good and bad. It's really good, but if there's too much of it, it's really bad, kind of thing. And this is one of those balances where the reactive oxygen species do the damage, and they also initiate the repair of the damage.
So there's a signaling going on, correct?
Mm-hmm. And so, so we just mimic the repair side of it. And it is a signaling molecule. In this case, it's helping to change the nature of the water. And so we use that same wavelength that's emitted by the free radical is what we emit into the water to create this ordered water. But then we went better because everything we do, we have a lot of science and a lot of testing. It looks pretty and all that, but there's a huge amount of science behind it. And so we were doing testing to show that there's other wavelengths that can influence the water even more powerfully. And so we added to the original, which was mimicking the reactive oxygen species. We added to it a more potent wavelength, essentially. So we were able to increase the output from the device so that the person got got more at the end of it.
That's really interesting. And I think once you say research or science, ears perk up, especially when you're talking anything alternative, integrative medicine, health, wellness, because unfortunately, most of the science goes into the conventional realm. And that's where you hear a lot of the research and data comes out of to try and prove things or disprove them.